If you want freedom, you must leave the narcissist in the past. Hey everyone, welcome back, and thank you for taking a little bit of your day to be here with me. Today, we're talking about something that could completely change your life, leaving the narcissist exactly where they belong, behind you. Take a second and let that sink in. If this kind of conversation helps you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so more people can find it. When you were caught up with a narcissist, whether it was one person or several, it wasn't by accident. They didn't just wander into your life with good intentions. They studied you. They mirrored you. They became whatever you needed them to be so they could pull you in. And once they had you, they mocked you, manipulated you, and used you for one thing: supply. That emotional fuel they can't survive without. They knew exactly which buttons to press and when to press them. Sometimes they played the long game, dangling fake promises about the future just to keep you hooked. Maybe back then, you thought narcissism was just vanity, someone obsessed with their looks. But that's barely the tip of the iceberg. True narcissists are predators. They want to dominate, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And once you see them for what they are, there's only one healthy choice: get out and stay out. No one teaches you Narcissism 101 growing up. You had no idea what you were really up against. But now you do. You've learned the language of abuse, triangulation, mirroring, financial control, future faking. Each one a weapon they use without hesitation. And here's the hard truth. Walking away isn't just an option, it's survival. They have never had your best interest in mind. Not in the past, not now, and not in the future. They are like bottomless pits, always taking, never giving. They'll drain your energy, your health, your finances, your relationships, and they'll do it without losing a minute of sleep. Their goal? To turn you into an extension of themselves, to erase who you are until you exist solely to serve them. If you gave them everything, they didn't see it as kindness, it was simply what they expected. And if you pushed back, they made you pay for it. It's all part of the narcissistic abuse cycle. It starts with love bombing, those intense declarations of love, that instant connection that feels almost magical. But that charm is bait. And once they've got you, the devaluation begins. During devaluation, the affection vanishes. You're no longer funny, charming, or the one. Instead, you're criticized, belittled, and punished just for being yourself. And eventually comes the discard. Sometimes they leave abruptly, cold as ice. Other times, you're the one who finds the strength to walk away. And if that's you, truly, I'm proud of you. But there's one more stage to watch for: the Hoover. That's when they try to pull you back in, not out of love, but to regain control. It might come as a sweet message, a sudden apology, or even a fake crisis. Don't fall for it. Every time you go back, the damage cuts deeper, and the healing takes longer. To them, it's all a game. People aren't people, they're tools. They bulldoze through lives without a second thought, leaving destruction behind. So here's the bottom line. Leaving the narcissist is not a casual decision, it's a must. Your first move is creating both physical and emotional distance. Then, when you're ready, cut off contact entirely. If you live with them, make a plan. Prepare. Follow through. Everyone's situation is different, but the truth doesn't change. For you to heal, they have to stay in the past. One of the biggest, most non-negotiable steps in healing is no contact. That means resisting every single urge to just check in to see if they've changed, if they still care, or if maybe, just maybe, they're really with the love of your life. That's the exact bait they dangle. They don't want reconciliation, they want an opening. Even the tiniest crack in the door gives them enough room to shove it wide open later and punish you for not keeping it shut. And here's another trap you've got to watch for: romanticizing the good times. I know, there were moments that felt magical, almost like the stuff of movies. But nostalgia is a liar. It cherry-picks the highlights while sweeping all the damage under the rug. Do yourself a favor. Grab a pen and make 2 columns, pros and cons. Look at them honestly. You'll see it plain as day. Those good moments were never free gifts. They were just hooks, carefully placed in the cycle to keep you locked into your own destruction. Once your eyes open, you'll notice something striking. That cons column? It's massive. If you haven't done this exercise yet, do it. It's sobering in the best way. Because the narcissist's favorite prison isn't built of bars. It's built inside your head. They want you replaying every what-if scenario. Could I have done more? Should I have done more? Would it have made a difference? That loop keeps you chained until the moment it doesn't anymore. And when it stops working, the whole game starts to crumble. Because every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. Here's the truth they'll never admit. Their desire is driven by scarcity. They obsess over what they don't have. And the second they do have it, the thrill is gone. But they don't want anyone else to have it either. To them, people are trophies, perfect dolls kept on a shelf, pulled down when it suits them, shoved back into a dark corner when it doesn't. That's when the real erosion begins. Your identity, your joy, your dreams, slowly suffocated under the weight of what's called a trauma bond. Breaking free means cutting every cord. Emotional, financial, physical, spiritual. If you've already done it, honor yourself. If you're still working on it, keep going. Don't give them another opportunity to hurt you. Stop clinging to the fantasy that the real them was the version you met during the love bombing stage. That was the mask. Their real self is the one who discarded you, sneered at you, mocked you, and moved toward their next supply without looking back. And about that new supply, don't envy them for a second. They almost always fall into one of three buckets. Someone recycled from the past who hasn't healed, someone brand new who's completely unprepared for what's coming, or another toxic person just as bad, maybe worse, than the narcissists themselves. None of those options is enviable. While you were in it, you gave until you were running on fumes. You put out every fire they started, until it felt like you were dying by 1,000 paper cuts. You might have been physically stuck in your home or job, but the worst prison was in your own mind. And back then, you couldn't fully name what was happening, until now. It wasn't just conflict or stress. It was abuse. Sometimes behind closed doors. Sometimes in the middle of a road trip. Sometimes during what should have been a celebration. Birthdays turned into minefields. Vacations became battlegrounds. You were hung up on mid-sentence, triangulated with others, blindsided by rages you never saw coming. A single event might have been survivable, but altogether, they formed a constant, choking pattern, pure toxicity. And sitting at the top of that pyramid, the narcissist. These people aren't clueless. They know exactly what they are doing. They just hide behind blame. If you had done this, I wouldn't have done that. It's playground-level emotional maturity. But unlike children, they don't grow out of it. I was a child once, too. But I grew. I learned. I rebuilt myself piece by piece. I rose from the ashes. And so will you. Your future has no room for them. Let them slither away to whatever shadow they choose, as long as it's far from you. Just be prepared. They won't always go quietly. They might drag out a divorce, withhold money, play games with custody, or use legal loopholes to keep a hold on you. They do it because they are jealous, because your healing reminds them of their own emptiness. But here's the thing, they can't stop you unless you let them. You're already stronger than you know, and they know it, too. Narcissists are nothing more than shallow, frightened bullies who can only survive by leeching off others. For a while, that source of energy was you, but not anymore. You've become something they never expected, a light so bright it outshines the sun, the moon, and every star in the sky. They saw that brilliance from the very beginning, and their mission from day one was to dim it. They wanted to take away your self-worth, your hope, your faith in humanity, your trust in love. And once they had drained as much life out of you as they could, they tossed you aside without a second thought. But here you are, wiser, stronger, and more self-aware than ever. You see your own value now. You know that you come first, second, and third. There's no more space for chaos, no more tolerance for manipulation, no more patience for toxicity. Your light is yours again, and they no longer have the power to steal it. From this point forward, you're not giving any narcissist, past, present, or future, a doorway into your life. You'll still encounter them, because people like us always do. But now you have armor, boundaries that are firm and non-negotiable. You've closed that chapter for good. Maybe you're still in the thick of healing, or maybe you've already crossed into a new season of peace. Either way, you've begun to see what you've always been: resilient, rare, unbreakable. Most people go through life in what I call everyday fog. Not the thick, confusing fog narcissists create, just the kind that comes from living without deep awareness. They have their routines, their same coffee cup every morning, the same vacations every summer, the same shows on repeat. I get it. I lived there for years. But outside that crowd are two very different groups: the toxic ones, and then the rare ones, people like you and me. We are the educated empaths, the black sheep, the glue that kept dysfunctional families together. We were targeted because of the very qualities that made us strong: our compassion, our intuition, our light. Narcissists are drawn to us like moths to flame. Back then, you didn't see their game, but they did. For a long time, it was their advantage. Until one day, it wasn't. That day was when you woke up, gathered your strength, and began the hard work of true healing. And that's why they belong in your past. Maybe today's the day you finally block their number. Maybe you go full no contact. Maybe you delete the last photo, or throw away that old coffee mug with Feliz Cumpleaños printed on it. Maybe you pack up and move. Maybe you walk into the store and buy exactly what you want for dinner for the first time in years. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. What matters is that you're moving forward. We're all on the same healing road, just taking different steps. You might be way ahead of me, right beside me, or a few steps behind. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again. By then, the narcissist will be even weaker, while you will be even stronger. The stronger you grow, the less they matter. The less they matter, the further behind they stay. That is the path. Play this video more than once if you need to. Share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. Never forget, you were targeted, but you survived. Whether you're already out or standing right on the edge, your healing has begun. You've built boundaries, learned to trust your gut, and now, when you see a red flag, you believe it the first time. You've earned wisdom, and that wisdom is your superpower. You paid for it dearly, so use it. Protect yourself. Protect the ones you love. This isn't just knowledge, it's armor. Wherever you are, morning, afternoon, or night, remember this: you are not alone. I care about you, and I'll be here tomorrow. And know this before we part ways: the world is shifting. Light is breaking into places where darkness once ruled. The shadows are running out of places to hide. We are getting stronger. We are waking up, educating ourselves, and taking our power back. And you, yes, you, are one of us. When I say us, I'm talking about the survivors, the ones who have stood in the flames of narcissistic abuse and somehow made it out alive. Maybe you've already broken free, or maybe you're standing right at the edge, gathering the courage to take that final step. Either way, remember this: they saw your light from the start, and that's why they came for you. But here's what they didn't count on: you are stronger than you've ever been told. You are deeply loved. You are worthy beyond measure. You are seen. You are honored. You are not ordinary. You are a rare, remarkable soul, a radiant force in this world that no amount of darkness can ever dim.